here as we dive into the world of effectively managing and maintaining WordPress websites. Over the next 3 hours, we'll equip you with the skills and knowledge you need to confidently oversee, optimize, and enhance WordPress sites like a pro. Whether you're a beginner seeking to understand the basics or an experienced user looking to fine-tune your expertise, this bootcamp is tailored to cater your needs. WordPress is a powerful platform that empowers millions of websites worldwide. However, to truly harness its potential, it's crucial to master the art of keeping your site secure, up-to-date, and user-friendly. That's exactly what we'll be focusing on throughout this bootcamp. We'll cover a wide range of topics, including plugin and theme management, content optimization, performance enhancements, security best practices, and much more. By the end of this journey, you'll not only be equipped with practical skills, but also the confidence to manage WordPress websites with ease. Throughout the bootcamp, we'll provide hands-on exercises, real-world examples, and interactive discussions to ensure you're engaged and actively learning. We are here to support you every step of the way. Please feel free to ask questions and share insights. Remember, WordPress management and maintenance are a continuous process. By investing your time in this bootcamp, you're setting yourself up for long-term success in effectively managing your online presence. So without further ado, let's embark on this journey together and become proficient WordPress managers and maintainers. Let's get started. So this bootcamp has two parts. The first part will be the overview. So let's dive deep into the world of WordPress management and maintenance, understanding its significance, core concepts, and more. Then the part two, 7 to 9 p.m. will be the checklist walkthrough. It's a hands-on walkthrough of a comprehensive WordPress management and maintenance checklist. Our resource persons for tonight are Bert Padilla and Amy Lozada. That's me, myself. Bert Padilla is the founder and owner of TechWorks Digital. He is a professional freelancer where he specializes in ad ops for publishers and a full-stack digital marketer. He is also an e-commerce entrepreneur and helps MSMEs and fellow business owners through TechWorks Plug and Sell. He is a certified e-commerce trainer under Miss Janet Terrell's team at ecommerceuniversity.asia. He is also a certified trainer, training assessor, and course developer for the Digital Jobs PH program of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT. Bert is also the founder of TechWorks Training and WPBootcamp.ph. Amy Lozada, she's a seasoned WordPress web development specialist with a unique focus on conversion rate optimization, or CRO, and her diverse educational background and rich professional experiences equip her with a profound understanding of the platform, making her an exceptional trainer for WPBootcamp.ph. By the way, reminders. So we encourage you, if you're still not a part of our Facebook community group, please join our Facebook community group so you will receive updates and you will know right away if we have for our upcoming bootcamps, as we will be conducting a lot of bootcamps for you guys. And also, our previous bootcamp recordings and materials are now available for those for our boot campers, for those who signed up for a 1-year access for our courses through our website. So you can now access the recordings for our previous boot camps and materials. And we have also new courses and learning materials are being added to Bootcamper members. I just also want to let you know about the programs that we have for wpbootcamp.ph. So we have individual bootcamp or course such as what we are doing right now. So we are we're regularly conducting boot camps, and it's for free. It's for free, but after the boot camp, it will be the recording of the boot camp will be available through our website, the LMS, and then you can access it for free or with a minimal fee. Then we also have a program for boot camper. So it's a 1-year all access for all the boot camps. And we have the Zero to Hero. It's an intensive group training and mentorship program. So it's training for 3 months, wherein you will be from zero to hero. You will learn a lot of things regarding WordPress website development. Then Zero to Hero Batch 10 is already ongoing. They are now on their day 17, and Zero to Hero Batch 11 enrollment will open this coming October 1, 2023. You can join the waitlist to be notified and invited. Just visit our website, that's wpbootcamp.ph. And so how does WordPress Bootcamp.ph works? So we conduct free for all. The step 1 is we conduct free for all WordPress e-commerce and freelancing related online bootcamps via Zoom and Facebook Live. Then the step 2, boot campers who take priority lane and paid members get early access to session recordings, training materials, and other perks offered. The step 3, after 30 days or when the course is ready, the session recordings and other perks announced are made available in the LMS for the community to grab either for free or with a minimal fee. We also have upcoming events. We have training of trainers on web content management using WordPress, GWT or GWHS, government web template, and government web hosting service. So for the ICT Region 5, it will be on September 4 to 15. And on September 25 to October 6 will be the national or the nationwide, that's in the ICT Central. We also have a upcoming event for our bootcamp number 5. Tentatively, that will be on September 20. All right, so now I will give the floor to Sir Bert Padilla. Sir, good afternoon, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Amy. Can you hear me? Yep, good evening, guys. Parang nabaguhan ako dun sa sa introduction. Masyadong seryoso, guys, no? How are you guys? I see familiar faces. Yung mga trainees natin before. The Zero to Hero participants nandito, si Jericho, si Jedrick, DICT yan. I know. Sino pa ba yung nandito na I have met before already? Kindly chime in the chat, no, if we have met before. May mga taga Cebu ba dito? Kasi I'm from Cebu. Yan. Medyo Bisaya, no? Kaya matigas yung Tagalog. But that's okay. I'm hoping that somehow with the way I speak Tagalog or English, you'll still be able to understand me, no? So yan, that's the whole point of the session. Sige nga, from where are you guys? Kindly type that one in the chat. Okay. Malolos, okay. Bukidnon, okay. From Mindanao, Palawan, okay. That's good. San Pedro, Laguna, I guess. Santa Rosa. From Davao, yun. Makati NCR. Nueva Ecija. Ayun si Gilbert Baltasar. I know this guy, no? Palagi ko siya nakikita online. Yan. Bataan, San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Yan. Okay, so actually, konting kwento lang. This bootcamp is one of those bootcamps that I really wanted to do. Kasi nga, it's like one of the, pwede kong sabihin na on-demand na, na skill set. And pwedeng i-offer as an after-sales service sa mga clients ninyo. This actually answers your worries. When I train kasi website development and freelancing to, or even e-commerce development, no, to trainees, the challenge there is that after the project na turn over na nila sa client, wala na. They don't know how to or somehow sabihin na natin na they are not able to really acquire the client, continuously close with the work with them for the management and maintenance. And actually the management and maintenance, isa yan sa mga should I say secret weapon in freelancing, particularly WordPress na niche. Why? Long term kasi siya, hindi siya one time. Okay? So I'm seeing questions in the chat. My teammates will be compiling them and hopefully will be able to answer all of those questions. Just keep it coming. We only have 3 hours for this bootcamp. Actually, we scheduled it like 1 hour for the introduction and overview, and then the rest, the remaining 2 hours would be for the walkthrough of the demo. I mean, for the demo and the walkthrough ng checklist natin, no? Kasi medyo mahaba 'yon. But I'll try my best to really go through all of them, okay? So that you have an understanding, you'll be able to acquire new skills for you to use for your projects, be it for your existing clients or for your new clients. I'm curious din, if meron ba mga online store owners dito? Meron ba? Can you please type e-commerce kung meron kayong mga online store na sarili niyong online store, not clients online store? Meron ba? Alright, so it seems like mostly freelancers yung nandito. I can only assume that, no? Alright, so let me just pull up my presentation. Okay, for a while guys, medyo mahina yung kalaban. Ayan. Alright, so our topic for this bootcamp is mastering WordPress management and maintenance to boost your WordPress skills. Okay, so yung ano talaga dito, yung core talaga na learning that you'll be able to get is how to use the template. Okay? Parang ini-spoon feed na siya because before, okay, when you don't have this, what you usually tend to do is you research, no? Ano ba yung mga kailangan gawin in managing websites, in maintaining websites. But because of the template that we have here, this is what we use also, you just have to follow through the guide, no? So just an overview of this template, we have there the summary which explains what each checkpoint is all about. And by the way, dito sa overview na part, oops, sorry about that. Ayan. Hey. Sorry guys. By the way, I'm hoping na okay lang na mag-Taglish, no? Although I can speak English throughout, no, the training. Minsan kasi mas okay na Taglish kasi ano rin siya because of you guys, no? Mostly rin naman kasi ng mga participants natin are Filipinos, right? Okay. Ayun. So, going back. Okay, going back sa overview na tab ng sheet natin, ng checklist natin, we have there what we call as the checkpoints. Okay, so the checkpoints, if you have seen our CRO bootcamp last time, we also have something similar to this. And we call those items as pages, no? But here in the website management and maintenance, we call this as checkpoints. And each checkpoint, okay, is comprised of different sub-checkpoints. And inside each sub-checkpoint, meron siyang mga line items. Okay? Okay, nandyan yan siya, lahat. All right? So you'll be able to see more of this later on. Okay, but that is just the preview. Okay? But the thing is, it's important for you guys to understand why you are even going to do that. No? So it doesn't make sense to just jump onto the checklist right away without a clear understanding why you are doing that or why you need to do that on the very first place. Okay? So actually in the next slides, okay, mga 5-7 slides siguro, these are what ito yung pwede nyo sabihin kay clients. These are the things that you can share. These are the things that worries them. Okay? And as a freelancer, as a service provider, these are the things that you are going to address also. So one of those is yung overall website experience. Okay? Ayan. And it starts with the backup. No? So we need to learn how to maintain a website for us to be able to have the ability to restore, okay, to back up and restore the website. Why? I have seen a lot of clients, I've seen a lot of customers na walang backup. But then when the problem arises, no, nagkaroon na ng issue yung website, nasira, nagka-malware, whatever, they are not able to retrieve it. They cannot put it back because walang backup. So here, if you are new to this, no, particularly sa mga newbies, mga beginners, backup is one of those things that you need to have in managing and maintaining a website. So that is just one. Okay, and inside the checklist, in the next few hour or minutes, you'll be able to do how exactly to do that. Okay. Another thing is the server. You need to somehow learn also how to manage and maintain a server. It doesn't need for you to be so technical. So you don't need to be like a server administrator, should I say, para magkaroon kayo ng skills to maintain a server. No, you just have to learn the basics. That should be enough. Okay, and you can take it from there if you want to go deeper in server management. Of course, ito, so website security. One of the important aspects in website management and maintenance is ensuring that your website is really secured and that it is protected from any potential attacks. Another thing is performance. Okay, so inside the checklist, you'll be able to learn also what are the things that you can do for you to be able to improve the performance of the website, be it CRO or page speed or whatever. No, as far as performance of the website is concerned. Another thing is ensuring that your website will remain as it is when it was originally designed. So you might notice this, that when the website has been turned over already to the client and the client doesn't have the ability to manage and maintain the website, sometimes it gets cluttered, right? So as a service provider, as a freelancer, you come in, you help them manage the website, maintain the website, so that the looks and feel of the website will be retained. Okay, this one very important for websites. Now, when the user visits the website, there needs to be like what we call that first impression last na experience, right? We don't want our customers, we don't want our clients to visit our website and then they'll be able to see it like it's down or for offer or whatever. No, so in other words, we don't want it to have some issues right there. And of course, as you do website management and maintenance regularly, that also gives you some insights on what to do further. What are the other things that you haven't been doing that you need to do also? So essentially, it gives you additional insights as you continue managing the website. And this one, very important in the context of Philippines e-commerce law. We want our website to be compliant with different, legal aspects in e-commerce, things like data privacy, or when you work with clients abroad, like in the US or in the Eurozone, you need to also look into these things like the GDPR compliance, or yung CCPA, no, sa California. So essentially, as you manage and maintain the website, you are able to also maintain the legal compliance of that website. All right, so without any further ado, we have it's 6:31 right now, so we have your schedule it is like 7, so we are like 30 minutes ahead of the schedule. I would like to check first if you are ready for this. Can you please type website if you have a website already, or if you have if you are managing a website? Can you please type website? Okay, that's good. So we have here si Darwin, Jidrek, Joseph. Okay. Okay, so let me just pull up the Google Sheet for a while. Okay, so I guess you see it. This one mas mabilis dito, no? Because this is Google Sheet. Unlike kanina, naka-embed kasi yon sa sa Canva yung link. So that is why when I click on the tab, it takes few seconds before it respond to the click, no? So hindi siya nag-load right away. But here we have the sheet already, so I'm hoping na tuloy-tuloy yung discussion natin all throughout, no? So how do you use this checklist? As I have said earlier, we have there the overview tab, which is essentially the summary of the checkpoints and the number of tasks that you can do or that you will do for the website. Some of the items may not apply to the website that you are working on, but that is totally fine. What you need to do is just implement what's applicable based on the line items na nandito sa loob, like this one. Okay, so as you can see there, we have backup and restore line items. We have the server health line items. We also have there the security line items. We have the health and performance line items, the content and SEO line items, the UX and usability line items, monitoring and reporting line items, legal line items. Okay, before I forget this, no, just a sort of disclaimer. You might notice that the content and SEO is not in depth Why is that? Because this is not an SEO na lesson. This is not an SEO na bootcamp. We have a separate bootcamp for the SEO, and we only touch parts of the SEO when you manage it. You don't need to do all of the other, areas of SEO, technical SEO, things like that. No, wala na yon, because this is just for primarily for VAs, no, na hindi pa nag-specialize ng SEO. But if you are a VA who have like basic knowledge of WordPress, certainly this bootcamp will, boost your skills, will improve your skills, and allow you to really learn more around WordPress management and maintenance. Okay, if you want to learn the specifics of each checkpoint, I have it here. I have listed all the summary, for each checkpoint, what it does and what you need to do. You can even like include this in your proposals for your clients. Okay, but of course, I guess we have an announcement later on about that. No, my team will announce that about the proposal. In any case, you need that for your prospects, for your clients. All right. So, okay. Going back to this, to each checkpoint, what you need to do is just to go through the line item. So this is a checkpoint. Okay. For example, backup and restoration checkpoint. Each checkpoint, meron siyang line item. Yung mga nandito. Okay. And then you just address that, right? So for example, for website backup and restoration, you have here how many of this? Like, let me count, 7, I guess. Ayan, 7. But here in the server health, we have there the main checkpoint, which is the web server health, but we also have sub checkpoint like hardware usage, server security, password and user management, spam management, file manager, and other items under that belongs to the server health. Now for the security checkpoint or website security, to be more specific, because we have security sub checkpoint for the server. Now for the web security or website security, we also have different sub checkpoints here, like WordPress security, security plugin configuration, content delivery network or CDN. We also have password and user management, Google Tag Manager, malware scan. If you are not familiar with some of this, don't worry, I'll try to explain each sub checkpoint and even the specific line item. So just reserve your question, feel free to send them in the chat. Don't hesitate to ask questions. No, after the bootcamp, if you are even part, if you take the priority lane, meaning you signed up for this, for the copy of the checklist, you can even like ask us in the chat in our Facebook page for further guidance. No, so that's how we do it. That's how we help our participants and trainees. For the health and performance checkpoint, we have their sub checkpoints like website updates, spam management. So we also have their spam management. No, as you see it, we have also spam management on the server. WordPress files management, themes and plugins management, email deliverability, database optimization, performance test, fix broken links, media library, and image optimization. So ganon siya ka-detailed yung health and performance. Mostly din kasi, no, when it comes to website management and maintenance, most of the concerns ng clients are related into the health and performance ng website. Okay, let's go to the content and SEO checkpoint. So we have there the content management. Okay, very basic din lang siya, pang VA talaga siya na line items. Okay, if you want to learn more about other aspects of the CMS, we can perhaps you can join the Zero to Hero, because that's more in depth and really like 3 months na training. Okay, e-commerce sub checkpoint, if the website is e-commerce related. So we also have we have a specific sub checkpoint for the maintenance and management ng e-commerce websites. So we also have there the basic on page SEO audit. Okay, so we have it there. Now for the UX and usability, not checkpoint, we have sub checkpoints like the WordPress admin dashboard. Okay, so we address that. Compatibility and mobile responsiveness, WordPress forms for offer errors, blog publishing and formatting, site navigation and menus, things like that. Another thing is under the monitoring and reporting checkpoint, we have sub checkpoints like analytics and tracking codes, user feedback and analytics, monthly and quarterly reporting, alerts and notifications. And for the legal checkpoint, kunti lang naman, we only have things like this. Data privacy and consumer protection. And the line items there are only few, but I can expound more about it, particularly when you talk about WCAG. I'm not sure if you are familiar with WCAG. That's Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. That's actually part of the training, no, with the DICT, yung web content management using WordPress, that focuses on the government web template and the government web hosting service. So if that is something that you want to learn because you want to service the government, LGUs, government agencies, you should take that program, no? Yung web content, yung web content management using WordPress. That's for government websites here in the Philippines. All right. Okay, so if as you can see it, we have listed a lot already. Okay, but that I can only tell na you can even add more. So when you have the copy of this checklist, feel free to add, further customize it, improve, and of course, add more items as you learn more in the process, now as you maintain websites. All right, so okay, before I proceed to the sub checkpoints for the backup and restore, perhaps I can check the chat, no? Maybe you have some clarifications right there. Meron ba tayong questions, Steph? Amy? Before I proceed?
Yes, sir, Bert.
Go ahead, please. Actually, you can, no, if yung participants natin, you can unmute also, if you want. Otherwise, my team will read that one.
From Therese Marie po, she asks, can we have a copy of the spreadsheet po?
Yes, the copy of the spreadsheet is exclusive only to those who signed up for the priority lane and the bootcampers. So, yan. I hope they answered that question.
Right. Sir, they're also asking if they will be given a certificate.
Yes, the certificate of completion is we only have like one certificate that is only for our 0 to hero graduates, no? Why is that? Here's the thing. I know it's rampant out there, giving minor trainings and then providing certificates. The thing is, I'm not sure if you will agree with me with this, but we are not really a believer of certificate. We are a believer of results. Unfortunately, no? So yan, but yep, meron kaming mga mini bootcamps aside from the 0 to hero that we will launch very soon, particularly for VAs. That one we have certificates also, no? But that is like a 1-week bootcamp, not unlike with the 0 to hero. With the 0 to hero kasi it's 3 months, no? Because that is from zero, totally beginners. We help them learn more about WordPress website development, e-commerce development, and freelancing. No, mga freelancing strategies doon namin tinuturo sa 0 to hero. But that is 3 months. But again, medyo matagal. That is why we'll be launching like 1-week bootcamps in the future, particularly for VAs. So something like more in-depth session compared to the one that we have today.
That's
Anything
all
else?
for now, Sir Bert.
Yes. All right. So thank you very much for those questions. All right. So let's do it. let's proceed to the backup and restore. Ayan, so ito na yon. Please take note of what I'm gonna share here because it might be useful for you guys. Okay, if you haven't purchased the recording, feel free to just take notes. Okay. All right. So, okay, when you work on this checklist, for example, now you just tick the box here when it's done. So for example, right here, if say for example I'm done creating a website backup before before maintenance, I just tick the box there to mark that it is complete and done. Okay, but before that, let's focus on the content itself. So what the very first item in, the very first line item under the backup and restore, ito, you must create website backup before maintenance. So this is very important. No, I have seen some na they just jump right away, updates, things like that, apply changes, whatever, no? Essentially part of the maintenance process, but they forgot to create a backup. Okay? Always make sure that before you even do the maintenance, you have a backup in place. You should create that. Okay? Assuming that is done, just mark it as done. Okay? Or you can even if it is not done yet, hold on. I think I can just mark it as done because it's very simple to do. Okay? Here's the thing. Another thing is create website backup after maintenance. Of course, that is something that you will do later on. You have to go through with the rest first before you can create another backup after maintenance, because the management and maintenance, particularly when it's periodic and scheduled. Say for example, you do this every month for a client or weekly, right? So you go through its items, all of the checkpoints, and once done, you create website backup after maintenance. If not yet done, okay, you can mark it like can be improved, okay, as it is like that. But say for example it's not relevant yet, you can mark it as not relevant. But this is relevant, can be improved, or can be done later on. Just put it that way, like can be improved. Okay, an example to this, we have an example right here. Okay, for the backup, if you are using, for example, like Updraft Plus for the backup and restoration, it looks like this, no? Okay, may I have, like, I just want to get some sense of the participants inside the session. Can you please type backup if, no, not backup, just WP. If you have done, if you have tried WordPress, especially if you have used WordPress, just type WP. Just for me to get some sense, no, so that I can refine, I can adjust my discussion to also cater the participants who are totally newbie. We need to be inclusive in the discussion, no? So baka kasi if I like masyadong technical, hindi na rin nila maintindihan masyado. So okay, so most of you here says WP. Okay, so what about the rest, guys? So that means ilan ba to? Newbie. Okay, so that's fine, Renz. Okay. Okay, type newbie if you are a newbie. Okay? Para natin, adjust natin yung discussion. All right, so moving on. All right, so that's fine. All right, so moving on. For this one, when you are about to complete the process, you can just do this later on, no? Last part na siya. Okay, this one, latest website backup is available in the server. So yan, very important that you have a backup in the server. When you create a backup in the website, that is just one copy na nasa website. But technically, nasa server din yan. Particularly inside your WordPress folders under content na folder, right? But it's also it's different when we say server backup. We are actually talking about particularly when you have access to things like cPanel. or server like cPanel. When you have access to that inside, na meron siyang backup. Let me just pull up the ano. Okay, so this is the cPanel. This is an example of the cPanel right here. So right here, ibang backup din yung nandito. This is a backup of the entire cPanel right here, no? So dapat you also have something like this, no? Particularly it can be just the database, okay? Particularly when you have the file somewhere else. But the idea is you have to make use of the cPanel feature for the backup on top of the backup that you have inside your WordPress folders. Okay, so that is part of the process. Okay. Yung sinasabi ko namang website backup, okay, let me just pull up. Okay, so we have here 3 sample websites. This one very bare website. We are actually using this for our demos, no, yung website na to. But we also have a test website right here, which is a template website that we created for our plug and sell service, and another one. But these websites are already functioning, working with CRO in place. Okay, but we can use this for the demo. When I say website level backup, it's the one that you have in your backup plugin. On this case, the backup plugin we're using here is Updraft Plus. But I know when you go to the WordPress plugin directory, you'll be able to see a lot of backup plugins. It really doesn't matter. What's important there is you have a website backup in place in your in your WordPress folders. Why is that? That is easier to restore than the one in cPanel. Yung advantage lang naman ng other backup na meron ka sa cPanel is something like when you want to migrate between 2 different servers, or when you want to restore the entire cPanel or the entire server. So ito yon, yung website level na backup. Okay? By the way, you might notice na yung demo sites natin are very ano siya, should I say cluttered, unmaintained. We actually intentionally use these sample websites because we want to show you how exactly it is done to manage and maintain the website. No, so we have other websites maintained naman yon, but this one, these are just demo sites that we usually show to our clients when they are looking for product specific na mga e-commerce websites. This one is for flowers. This one cakes naman yung isa. Okay, so yan. But anyway, going back, so that's the difference when we talk about backups. Okay, so the first one is website, the other one is server, and then you just tick it, no, if you have that, and then move on to the next item. So sabi dito, latest website backup is available in local storage. Ito, meron na nga sa website mo, di ba? Sabi dito, mag-store ka pa ng backup sa local storage. When we say local storage, as simple as it is, no, yung nasa computer mo or yung nasa portable hard drive na meron kayo. Okay, so you save your website there just in case, no, may mag-fail sa mga other backups na meron ka. Okay, assuming that you have that, then you just tick it right there. And by the way, when you talk about backup in a local storage, here's the thing, just a tip for you guys, you don't need to keep the entire backup from your server or cPanel. Instead, you just keep a backup of the website itself. So for example, this one, this backup was created last July 28, okay, for this test website that we have right here. I-ano mo lang siya, i-download mo lang siya like that, and then save it in your local computer or in a portable hard drive. Okay, why it's important? Because it's easier to restore. So later on, when you restore the website, you don't need to, hindi na kailangan himayin pa si cPanel when it comes to the files. You just have to fire up the same plugin and restore it. Okay, but there's the thing, I'm not sure if you are familiar with this, when we talk about website backup using plugins, the plugin that you will use in backing up the website is the same plugin that you will use to restore the website. Okay? Because I've seen some na yung ginamit nilang backup plugin is Updraft Plus, but they want to use an all-in-one restore plugin, no? Something like that. So it's like it's different. They are written differently. Although the database might be downloaded as it is, no, the same file, how the plugin works might be different. So it's important na kung ano yung plugin na ginamit for downloading on the local drive will be the same plugin that you will use to upload it to the website. Okay, so that is just a side tip for you guys. All right, so let's move on to the next item. Like that. Okay? Hold on. Okay. Hindi pala tapos yun. Yung isa. Yung isa naman is latest website backup. Very specific, latest website backup. Meaning before you before you do the maintenance and management, and if after the maintenance also. Okay, so sabi dito, latest website backup is available in a cloud storage or remote storage. Why is that? You already have a local storage. May backup ka na sa local storage. But the thing is, na-corrupt yung hard drive or hindi na nag-work, no? So you want to be able to retrieve the files. You want to be able to retrieve the tawag dito, the backups. So your other way of retrieving that, of restoring the website, will be to retrieve the files from a remote storage. Things like Google Drive, OneDrive, or even like iCloud, no, if you can save it there for Mac users. Or what else? Essentially cloud storage, no? Marami naman mga alternatives in the industry. Okay? Another thing is automatic periodic website backup is scheduled. So after the maintenance, for example, you are done with the maintenance of the website, the next thing you will do is to schedule that. When is the next management and maintenance? So dapat periodic siya. Hindi lang, I've seen website na na-maintain na this month, and then like matagal pa nilang na-revisit. The thing is, the next time they revisit the website, na-compromise na ng malware, and they're not able to they were not notified, they are not aware of what happened. So yun, it's very too late na for them to address the issue. Kaya importante periodic talaga. So when you propose to clients about management and maintenance, tell them that you're gonna do it periodically. Okay? It's not just because you want the job, you want to have things to do. It's really a must. Okay? So it's important to emphasize that. Test the restore process to ensure backups are working correctly. So ito, for example, doon sa pinakita natin kanina na nag-backup tayo ng website using Updraft Plus. In your management and maintenance, you try restoring it, no? You can do that in a dummy domain or an alternative domain. Restore it there and see if it works. The idea is for you to make sure na yung workflow ninyo is working. That means that when the unfortunate happens in the future, you are like, it's safe to say na the backup will do the job. You'll be able to really restore the website, right? So yun yung idea nun. So you have to test the restoration process. In Updraft Plus, it looks like this. Okay, so we have there, it looks like this one. Okay, so you just restore it and see if it restores the website. But when you restore just a caution right there. When you restore the website, particularly if it's client website, don't do that very important, don't do that in the actual website because it's gonna overwrite the existing website. You do that on a test domain or a subdomain, okay, or another WordPress installation. That way, whatever happens to that restoration, it will only affect that subdomain or subdirectory, or essentially the test domain that you are going to use for the exercise or for the restoration, for the test. All right. So that's for the backup and restore. Okay, so dito, once you are done with this, for example, you can move on to the next checkpoint, which is the web server health checkpoint. Okay? But here, as you can see, it medyo madami, no? So yung gagawin natin, I will address randomly muna, sub-checkpoint, one at a time. I will discuss it. And then randomly lang, and then we'll move on to the next. Now, if meron tayong mga, I mean, if we still have time later on after I'm done with the last sub checkpoint, I can go back to discuss the very specific line items as well. Okay, so at this point, after backup and restore, any clarification, any questions?
Yes, Sir Bert, we have question from Jericho from Tiveros. How can we use the backups if the website itself experiences critical error and we cannot access the dashboard?
Install a fresh WordPress installation. You install a fresh WordPress, override it, no? Override everything. You restore the website from there. The idea lang naman, you are probably seeing that critical error, maybe because you have database issue or server resource issue. And to isolate that is try to minimize the load of the website of the server. For example, if you want to isolate the server resource. But ito yung technique ko, guys, no? If I'm confident, if I'm confident na yung backup ko will work after I restore it somewhere, I'll just override the existing website, particularly if the backup that I have is the most updated version of the website. So that is totally fine, no? Huwag niyo nang himayin. Before kasi, when we restore, by tables pa ng database, no? And so it takes a lot of time pag hinimay mo ng ganon. So just override it and that will restore the website. But of course, if critical siya na i-restore the entire website and kailangan mo talaga siyang himayin by tables, yung databases, then you really have to go to the MySQL, no? Yung sa database manager ng server ninyo. If you are using PHPMyAdmin, for example, for that, you just have to go there and, you know, add the tables one at a time. But that is just very tedious to do. If you will agree with me, just override that one and essentially removing the current installation, install a fresh WordPress and back up the website. I mean, restore the website from that setup. For example, dito. Let me just show that one to you guys. No, yung this one. As you can see, bare lang naman to, di ba? Bare unit lang, I mean, bare website lang naman yung nandito. Now, assuming na ganito na siya, loaded na yung website, madami na siyang laman, and then ano nga ulit yung error, critical error, and for some reason there's no way, I mean, for some reason you are unable to debug it. You're not able to troubleshoot it. You're not able to fix it for some reason. Let's just put it that way. Now, what you can do? Now, if you have the backup of this website and you are confident that you really have that backup working perfectly fine, what you are going to do is just clean it, just install it, uninstall it, okay? And once you have something like this, bare WordPress lang siya, restore the website from there. You install mo lang yung Updraft Plus, and then, or whatever plugin you are using, and then restore the website. Eventually, it will return yung previous state like this one. Okay? So, actually, it's not really that complicated, no? Mas maganda ngang i-ano na lang yan eh, parang shotgun, 'di ba? I-ano mo na lang siya, i-override instead of you know, instead na ang tawag dito, instead na himayin pa ninyo tables by tables or database by database. So, you can do that, you can do it that way. But of course, if you can debug it, no, mas maganda if you can debug it first. You can troubleshoot what's causing the error. You have to go to you have to go to the log files, okay, as we call it, for the newbies, no? For the benefit of the newbies, when we say log files, these are the, ito yung parang mga records dun sa server kung ano yung nangyayari sa website. And normally, there are log files in the server that you will be able to see that will point you exactly to the problem. Things like lines of code that mention a certain plugin that gives you already a hint na yung problem is caused by that plugin. So, i-disable lang natin yung plugin na yun and see if it works, see if we can already access the website after disabling that particular plugin. So, dapat, kaya nga importante na may troubleshooting skills din, no? Or critical thinking para alam natin yung mga bagay-bagay na pwede nating gawin, okay, when we see errors. It's not something that should freak you out, okay? Just relax, just try to understand na when there's an error in the website, naturally it will send it will log a data in the server. It will log off an entry in your log files what's going on in the website, and that is where you will take it, okay? So you go there, you analyze, you address the potential culprit and see if it works, then fix it from there. Okay, so I hope I answered that question, Amy and Jericho. Tama ba?
Yes, thank you, sir. We have another question from Jedrick Mirano. Ano po recommended niyong plugin for backup? Updraft lang po ba? And what are the things to consider when restoring a site po?
All right. Okay. So, the good thing about WordPress is you have a lot of plugin options. Okay. Instead of naming specific to answer the question, instead of naming a specific plugin for the backup, let me just teach you instead how to choose the right plugin to use, right? So when you type backup in the plugin directory in your dashboard, right here, for example, you will see a lot of backup plugins. Isa nga lang doon si tawag dito, si Updraft Plus, okay? Meron din mga ibang plugins. But the thing is, alin ba dito? Okay? So one of your guidelines should be to listen to what others are saying, to listen what others are recommending. That is one. Another thing is the ratings and the number of downloads. But other than that, okay, take a screenshot of this. You will like this. Okay? Meron akong, hold on, plugin guide. Plugin selection guide. Hold on. For a while. I'm not sure if I've shared this one before, but very important that I mention this also in this session. Okay, just for a while, guys. Resources. Just for a while, huh? Essentially, I'm looking for the plugin selection process that I follow. So, okay. Or did I post that one in the other Facebook group, Steph, I mean? Yung sa Zero to Hero. Let me just check. Just for a while, guys, GWT. This one. Okay, so take a screenshot in okay. Ito yan, guys. Ito yung process, no? This is what you will follow in selecting a plugin, in choosing a plugin. So question to ask before installing a WordPress plugin: do I need this plugin? If yes, next question: can I do what I need without this plugin? If yes, don't install. But the backup is something that you cannot do without the plugin. Okay, sort of. So no, so you proceed. Next question is this plugin better than other competing plugins? If yes, then install. If no or not sure, create a list of other plugin options. So nandito na tayo. Nandito tayo. Sino nga ulit yung nagtanong nun?
Sir
Nandito
Jeffrey
tayo.
po.
Yes, because we have a lot of plugins. Okay, now from here, okay, ito yung next step ng flowchart natin. Which plugin author has the most credibility? Titingnan natin yung plugin developer in the plugin directory. Which plugin has the best track record? Okay? Which plugin has the most widespread adoption? Now, if you get the answer, then you have your chosen plugin. Okay, so that's how you choose a plugin when you develop a website. Okay, so that's not something that you just randomly install because you see it first because you see it in the result. That doesn't mean that you will install right away. Kasi yung mga plugins din na to, nag-ano rin sila, should I say, SEO pa rin, no? Search Engine Optimization or plugin directory plugin directory optimization. So, but technically, parang search engine optimization na rin. In the context of an app store, parang ASO, no? If you are familiar, ASO, App Store Optimization. Dito, search engine pa rin naman kasi to. Search pa rin naman to. So, search engine optimization. They're doing that. That is why they appear right here at the top of the results. But there's no way that it can guarantee you that it will really deliver what it promised to do. Okay, so you still have to go through the process that I shared to you earlier. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, and Sir Bert, we have a newbie. We have a participant who is a newbie, Rance James. He's asking if we have a tutorial. He said, Coach, may tutorial din po ngayon paano gumamit ng WordPress.
And unfortunately, that's not included really on the entirety of the content. Maybe we can just touch the specifics if you ask specific questions. What I can recommend to you is to take the crash course. We have a crash course, a WordPress Bootcamp. I guess Amy can just send the link in the chat for the crash course. So yan, nandun yung demo ng interface ng WordPress, the different parts of WordPress. Pang newbie talaga yan, yung crash course na yan. Yan.
That's all, sir.
All right, so thank you for those questions, no? All right, so let's move on. Okay. Pasensya na kayo doon sa ano ko, no? Medyo pag nagsasalita kasi ako, guys, inaatake ako ng sinusitis. So medyo nag-aano dito, nagka-clog. Anyway, so nasaan na ba tayo? Dito, no? Server health. All right, so server health na checkpoint, we have here hardware usage, server security, password management, spam management, file manager, and other items, no? Other essential items that forms part of your server health management and maintenance. All right, so for the hardware usage, okay, sabi dito, monitor server resource usage. So things like the CPU, the RAM, the disk space. Now, for newbies, okay, when you maintain a website, meron tinatawag na server. And the server, depende yun sa web hosting provider, if they will provide control panel tools like cPanel or alternative tools to cPanel. But essentially, you have access to their platforms, to the web hosting service provider, and you are able to manage the yun na po yung parang server niya for the website, no? Although technically, when we say server, it's really not just the software side, no? It involves the hardware side. But doon sa checklist natin, sinasabi doon na i-check yung server resources, no? Yung RAM consumption, yung disk storage, among other things. So essentially the statistics right here. As a rule of thumb, no, yung ano namin, yung practice namin dito, we can still consider a website to be healthy when we see it like up to 80% maximum of the disk usage. Okay? So on this case, for example, nasa ano lang siya, for this provision of the cPanel account, nasa 58 or 60% lang siya. So that is totally fine. What's alarming there is when it reaches something like 90% or 95%, because that means you either need to clean up the server to reduce the file size or the disk usage size, or you need to upgrade if you cannot clean up the server for some reason, if you cannot reduce the disk usage. No, you can check the disk usage by going to the disk usage section if you are using cPanel, for example, and you'll be able to see there the different folders, different files that are eating your storage, so or that are consuming your storage. So nandito yon. So this option right here in your cPanel will tell you where to look for the files that you need to, to check and potentially remove if that needs to be removed. Okay, so ganon. Other things are cPanel, cPanel naman, RAM, or memory, okay, among other things. Nandito lang naman yon. Okay, you will be able to see it right here. If you don't see if you don't see something like parang alarming na ano, that's totally fine. Now let me explain some of the items here. Na meron dito parang ano na siya, no, notice icon. Okay, server load. I'm not sure why nagre-return siya ng notice na ganito. Maybe because I'm not sure. I cannot tell at this point. It could be the okay. Okay naman yung RAM, okay yung memory, okay, yung CPU okay din. Yung disk is 70%. 60% yung kanina doon, tingnan natin. Anyway, yung swap related to sa storage, yung swap, you can just ignore. I normally ignore the swap, no? It's like the similar to disk usage. But the rest are fine naman. So that's what it means when we want to monitor the server resource usage. Okay, so this is very critical, particularly when you are when you are working on a website that is in an environment na limited yung resources. But here's the thing, no? Don't also be complacent when you work on a website na yung server is parang unlimited, quote unquote, no? Because sometimes if you just don't notice it, may mga offer say unlimited domain names that you can add to the server, but then limited yung database. If you come to think of it, how could it be possible to add unlimited domains, install unlimited WordPress if you have limited databases, diba? So kailangan din natin na i-weigh in yung mga items na yon and try to understand the logic also. All right, so once that is done, just mark it like that. Okay? Okay, so we can go back to the other items now kasi sabi ko nga kanina, we'll just randomly pick 1 or 2 items for each sub checkpoint under the main checkpoint, like the server health. Now let's move on to the server security. So sabi dito, okay, let's tingnan natin. ensure hosting provider uses security measures and offers regular backups. Ito very basic, no? You will be able to learn this actually as you sign up with them, or as you look for the web hosting service providers. Assuming that is okay, you see it in the website that they offer backups, then that's fine. Okay? And of course, when we say security measures, dapat meron silang sariling server level na protection. Things like Immunify or in similar software or antivirus or anti-malware software. Now, so what I know kasi that's popular is Immunify, but I know there are a lot of alternatives to that. It depends on the hosting provider or essentially the back end, no? Yung assurance lang naman doon is once tingnan niyo rin yung yung reputation nila ng company. For example, sabihin na natin Liquid Web is a big company naman, then that means that's a reliable company that will, employ different security measures on their servers. So things like that. This one very important. Kasi case customer dependent din to. Check and renew SSL certificates. So that means that the SSL certificates from in the server, if it is provided by the web hosting company, is renewed. Okay, although most of the websites today are using free SSL, be it from Cloudflare or tawag doon yung isang yung free yung company na nag-provide ng SSL. Madami naman mga Rapid SSL. Essentially the free provider of SSLs, most of the websites naman na pang beginners or pang entry level or even like medium-sized businesses, hindi naman sila bumibili talaga ng sarili nilang SSL certificates. Diba? They just rely on the free SSL certificates provided by the platforms. So what's important there is kahit free siya, at least nare-renew. Okay? So, or automatically renewed. In other words, when you check this, okay, in your account, in the website, the very first thing that you will notice is the padlock when you visit the website. For example, here in our test or in our demo website right here, yung una yung titingnan yung address bar. Okay? So, for example, the front end dito sa Bear website na to, when you visit the website talking about the SSL, tingnan nyo kaagad yung padlock icon right here and then click on it, no? Although by looking at it is just one, okay? Another step the next step to that is also to look into you click on that and then you check the details. For big companies, okay, they really buy their own SSL certificates, no? Things like that. They subscribe to it because it adds yung brand nila nakikita dito. Okay? When you investigate the contents of the SSL. So dito nakikita yung mga nila, yung company name, yung specific domain na meron sila. So for example, yung BPI, no, for the sake of discussion, of course BPI will not use a free SSL provided by the providers, no, in the industry. So when you look at the SSL ng website and then you try to look into that, pansin nyo yung organization naka-specify talaga. So they really signed up for that. Okay? When you work with clients na medyo particular din sila sa SSL certificate na meron sila, may mga clients na ganon, no, na kahit medium-sized businesses sila sa US or abroad, they still purchase their own SSL certificate. Now, when they do that, and you manage their website, make sure na na-update yon automatically. These days, Okay, may magsasabi nito na hindi naman kasi like hindi naman kasi kailangan lahat ng websites, 100% of the websites across the internet will use SSL. Yung argument na yun is totoo rin naman yun, particularly if you are not collecting data or you are not sending data. But in the age of e-commerce these days, hindi pwedeng wala kang SSL in place. Particularly when the SSL, when you just read the implementing rules, no, and the guidelines of the e-commerce law, naka-specify doon na lahat ng mga e-commerce websites or websites in the Philippines that will collect information, kailangan encrypted or protected yung transmission ng data. And that is what SSL does in the website. Ini-encrypt niya yung transmission ng data. Okay, I hope I explained that as simple as possible. Kasi may mga may mga participants din tayo na hindi masyadong no? So that is totally fine. All right. Okay, so if that is done, then you can, if you have checked on that, then you can just mark that checkbox complete. Okay, then you can do the rest. Okay, so all right, so let's move on to the password and user management. So time check 7:26. Okay, password and user management. Sabi dito, first line item natin, review list of users if all are legit or authorized. Okay? All are legit and authorized. So ano ibig sabihin dito sa sa server? Hindi pa to WordPress Iba pa rin yung users sa WordPress. Yung nandito under users, iba 'yon. When we say users ng server ninyo, going back dito. Okay, balik tayo kay cPanel. Say for example, if you are using cPanel for the server, meron siyang section for the users. It depends kung saan kayo naka-host, pero meron din yan doon users. So part of your process is to check the users. Review nyo doon kung nandun yung if lahat ng users na nandun are authorized and legit, no? So by looking at here, for example, one of the users is plug and sell com, and I can tell that is a legit user of this server, or that is a legit user of this account. Why it's important to check the user manager in your server. The malwares tend to really create users in the back end so that they can manipulate further the server. So it's important to incorporate this into your workflow, into your management and maintenance workflow, so that you can ensure that the users that you have in the server are only those that are authorized. Okay, so once you are done with that, you check on it. Okay, so let's jump on this one. Admin users must have 2FA enabled or two-factor authentication enabled. Very important din to na you do this kasi this adds another layer of security and protection of your server. In other words, even when they get access to your server, ma-access nila yung server, there's still another layer of the login process wherein they will be prompted to enter the 2FA code before they can even log into the dashboard of the server. So you check your hosting provider, your hosting environment, if they have that option in your account. Okay, so if you are using cPanel, for example, it's under security. Natin security and two-factor authentication. Ito yon, 2FA. So you just open that option under security and then you set it up. Okay, now once you have set it up, make sure that you can get it to work, and of course, if your client is also using, if your client access the server, also make sure that you guys are sharing the same 2FA. Yung 2FA ninyo na meron kayo sa isang account, for example with this, it will only allow you to use one 2FA account. The thing with that 2FA, it can be transferred naman to other accounts, to other phones, to be more specific. You just have to share the you can export, no, if you are using the if you are using the Google Authenticator, for example, ito yung ginagamit nun. It looks like this. No, I'm not sure if you can see it. Yan, it looks like that. These are the 2FA codes that I have in all the accounts that I have across the internet. Diba? And it changes every 30 seconds, I guess, or 45 seconds. So, lahat ng mga accounts na meron ako, meron yan dyan. And for each account, for example, if I have other users like my teammates, I just export that account and share to them. Na-export naman kasi yung config ng 2FA, so that when they log into the server also, they can still log into the server by using the same 2FA code that you have. So, yun yung ibig sabihin nun ng item or line item na admin users must have 2FA enabled. So sa website side, meron din ganon, no? But that's another, sa website yun na login. This one is a server. I'll discuss separately later sa website na side. Okay, so let's move to the spam management. Email folders are cleaned up with spam. So I'm not sure if meron pa rin gumagamit nito, no? Na mga clients na yung server nila nandun din yung email hosting nila, no? On our case kasi, some of our clients are using yung mga tawag din yung Google Workspace, di ba? Yun na yung ginagamit nila. So the email service, the email hosting service, nandun na kay Google, for example, or with the other provider, no? Depende kung sino yung email provider nila, email service provider nila. But in any case, meron pa rin clients na gumagamit ng email service on their web hosting account. Check nyo rin lang yung email section ng server nila to make sure na yung tawag dito, yung account is free from spam. Okay, so for example, with this, for the sake of discussion, if I'm using the email service here in the server, I can just go and manage it. Okay, so but on our case kasi we're not using it, I can just take a look at it and see by just looking at the storage, I can tell na wala siyang laman. Okay, so by looking at the storage section, it's an indication that there's not much content inside. But once it's bloated, like umabot siya ng 5 gigabytes, for the sake of discussion lang, as an example, umabot siya, when you check here, umabot siya ng 5 gigabytes yung storage consumption niya. But then, hindi naman kayo gumagamit ng email sa server for the email service ninyo, then that's an indication na maybe a malware is dumping data or dumping emails in the account. So you need to clean it up. Okay, so that's part of the process. But again, ano lang naman siya, not all the time ganito yung scenario na meron talang gumagamit ng email service, kaya madali lang siyang i-check sa workflow ninyo. Okay? All right. So I can tick the box like that because I can say na tapos ko na siyang gawin. Okay? Then ito, file manager, very important. Guys, I have seen a lot of accounts, I've seen a lot of clients and customers na when I take a look at their accounts, hindi na maintain yung file manager. The things that you need to do are like this, no? Review, first one of the list, review and clean up any unnecessary files. So all you need to do is just to go to the file manager. Now, if you are new to this, no, for our newbies in the room, yung web hosting account like I mean yung web hosting service like this one with cPanel, meron tayong tinatawag na file manager, and you can see it right here. By the way, if you don't see it right away right there when you scroll, no, you can search the tools right here like that, file manager. Ayan. But if you see it right away, that's better. Okay, so just go to the file manager and just review the file manager if meron siyang mga unnecessary files. For this one, you will notice it na madami siyang files because the plug and sell na account, madami siyang installation ng WordPress because we use this for demo sa mga e-commerce websites na ginagawa for clients. Now, okay, on your case, you might see it na konti pa lang, which is actually good because you can benchmark. You already have a reference na supposedly konti lang siya, but then in the future, for example, you will discover na masyado na yata madami yung files. What are these files? So that's the whole point of the chip. I mean of that line item na review and clean up any unnecessary files in your file manager. The idea is to review it, make sure na yung mga files na nandun are not suspicious, no, or malicious. Okay, you can further show the hidden files like this, no, kasi by default nakaganon lang siya, no, by default nakaganyan lang siya, malinis siya tingnan, but be cautious with this. I mean, just a heads up na sometimes malinis siya tingnan because yung dito, yung hidden files, hindi siya na-enable. So when you enable that, you'll be able to see the other files in the file manager, and there you might be able to see na merong mga suspicious files that you need to address or even delete, no? So dito yung pinaka-root na folder ng file manager. When we talk about WordPress files, if you are new to this, no, the WordPress files, when you install WordPress in the server, it is located under public HTML folder. Okay, and ito yon. You can ignore the other folders dito because these are other WordPress installation. If you are going to check only the root folder, for example, I mean the main domain, for example, ito lang yon up to here, like that. In most cases, sa mga clients ninyo, you'll just see something like this. Okay? As you regularly manage and maintain websites, particularly WordPress-based websites, magiging familiar kayo sa mga files na to. All of the files or most of the files are written in PHP. These are the server-side files na because na meron sa WordPress because the server-side language na ginagamit ng WordPress is PHP. Kaya pansin nyo yung mga files dyan naka .php. Now, sometimes you will see na in the future, no, when you manage, I mean when you review the website, you will notice na may mga file names na unusual na hindi niyo sila nakikita sometimes, no? So that raises a red flag, and that could be a malware. Okay, so yun yung mga indication na baka may problem sa sa website na compromise, no? And it doesn't stay right here only. Sometimes they hide inside the WordPress content folder, and specifically under the plugins folder, lahat ng mga plugins, or the themes folder dito. So ano lang naman siya, for now medyo parang natin, medyo magulo yung pinapasukan natin. But again, as you work with WordPress, medyo familiar na kayo, magiging familiar kayo doon, balik-balik lang naman siya. Okay, but the idea is part of your maintenance and management workflow will be to really check in your file manager. The ability, I mean your knowledge and skill in exploring file manager will also be useful, particularly when the time arises na makompromise yung website ng client ninyo or yung website ninyo. Kasi part of the process actually is to inspect also the file manager for suspicious files after you scan the website using a malware scanner na plugin. Okay, like WordFence or Security. Right, so that's for the line item na review and clean up unnecessary files. All right, so let's move on to the next sub checkpoint, others. Okay, sabi dito, regularly review and optimize web hosting solutions. Okay, ito very important to, no? Even if just a disclaimer, we also have a web hosting service, but despite us offering that, no, we also recommend that you as I'm not sure if you have customers in the room, but we recommend it that you also explore every now and then options, because what works for you today might not be that super reliant in the next years, no? So or the next year or two, no? So pwede kayong magpalit ng web hosting service providers, and it's really up to you if you find an alternative, okay, as you do the review in I mean periodically, no, like this one. So for example, next quarter you do this, and then you realize you want to actually review other web hosting solutions, then just do that. Now you review and decide if you need to move on to the other, I mean to switch to the other provider. So things like that. Another item right here, monitor and renew domain and hosting. Ito very important to, guys. I think there's no demo for this. Very self-explanatory din naman to na it's important as a service provider, particularly like when you're a VA, when you're working as a VA or a WordPress manager. It's part of your responsibility also to make sure, no, na yung domain is automatically renewed, or if you're not given access to that, kahit tanungin na lang siguro si client kailan siya na-register, okay, and when it should be renewed, so that even if you don't have access to the host, I mean to the domain registrar, at least you can give a heads up to the team when is the next domain update, I mean domain renewal. So things like that. So dapat aware kayo niyan. Okay? So I can go back to the other items or other line items under the server help later on. But yep, feel free to ask questions if you have. Meron ba tayong question before I proceed to the security na
Yes,
checkpoint?
Sir Bert. We have question from Anthony.
All right.
Sir, paano po namin malaman kung ilan ang concurrent users na pwede mag-access ng site namin?
Hold on. Ano nga ulit yan? Sorry.
Paano daw po malalaman, sir, kung ilang users yung pwedeng mag-access ng website
I'm not sure.
at the same time? Concurrent users.
Paano po namin malaman kung ilan ang concurrent users na pwede access ng site namin? Are you trying to measure the load of the website? Kasi you can do the math, no? Yung idea naman kasi ng website is it uses a bandwidth, no? So for example, the website file size sa homepage ninyo, for the sake of discussion, is sabihin natin 5 MB siya. Okay? 5 MB yung size niya. And then you have like 1 terabyte. I mean, tama ba? 1 terabyte of bandwidth. You do the math. No? You divide that, sabihin lang natin i-consume natin yung 50% of that. Okay? So if this is like 1 terabyte, nasaan yung 5 MB? Nandito lang, napakaliit. So you divide that bandwidth by the file size, the result is the number of users that you can accommodate at a given time. But don't zero it in, no? I mean, don't max it out. Not zero. Don't max it out. Ibig sabihin, so for example, the number that you get is 1,000 users at a time. Wag naman sanang 1,000 users at a time lang yung bandwidth. So my point is, maybe you can accommodate like 500 users at a time. 50% yung consumption ng bandwidth, so that yung bandwidth mo won't be constrained. Okay? Hindi siya magda-down yung website. Very common to actually sa mga content type ng website. I have worked in the past, even until today, we have a client in AdWorks, no, sa ad of service namin, na yung bandwidth is when we say bandwidth, guys, parang highway siya. Diyan dumadaan yung data. Okay? So it's like a pipe, no? Now, yung bandwidth napakalapad, okay? And we are regularly monitoring the consumption, because if ma-max out yung bandwidth, meaning na-consume lahat ng bandwidth, magfa 502 yan. Server error. And that's actually the logic of the DDoS. No, I'm not sure if you are familiar, the DDoS, yung distributed denial of service attack. So yung DDoS na tinatawag natin. The thing is, not all of those site visits sa DDoS are legit. Some of those are, or most of those are bots, no? Mga robots, as we call it, not real users. That is why it's important to have some CDN in place para ma-filter out yung mga bots traffic. Okay? Para real users lang talaga yung nakakapunta sa website ninyo. Now, if the question is like that, if you are trying to gauge how many users you can accommodate at a given time, then that's the thing you do, no? You calculate you determine your bandwidth, you calculate the average file size of your website, you divide the bandwidth, and you get the number of users. But max users yun, so you just have the number of users para hindi naman siya maano. Pero I don't think that's gonna happen for websites like portfolio type websites, kasi when you go to Google Analytics, for example, seldom you'll see na agency website or freelancer portfolio website na merong 100 users at a time. Meron ba 100 users at a time? I have seen blogs na mga 100, 500 users at a time. I've seen that. Even 1,000, no? Or thousands of websites. I have worked with clients, I've worked with publishers na umaabot ng hundreds yung or even millions ng traffic. Pero nasa mga tens of thousands yung given traffic at a time. Why is that? Because ano naman kasi yun, blogs naman kasi yun, or news type of websites or platforms, di ba? For the type of websites na ginagamit ng mga agencies or ng mga clients, seldom ako makakita ng websites na umaabot ng 100 users at a time. Pwede siya, possible siya sa e-commerce based websites, particularly if the online storefront is really the branded website, like brandx.com, and then lahat ng mga customers are being directed towards that website. Possible na magkaroon ng mga hundreds of users at a given time. So if you want to determine the desired bandwidth allocation that you need, you just have to determine the file size of the website, the average file size of the website, and then use that to divide the available bandwidth. Or if you have, say for example, your target users is 500 users, i-multiply mo siya ng 500 users, and you get the bandwidth that you will get the bandwidth na kakailanganin mo. Okay? It's a simple math, guys, when it comes to the allocation. Medyo technical yun kasi umabot tayo doon. Simply put, when you visit wordpress.wpbootcamp.ph, for example, one user is consuming a fraction of the bandwidth na meron kami for that website. Okay, and the bandwidth, ito yan. Let me just show it to you para mas mag-gets nyo pa yung sinatawag nating bandwidth. Okay, so dito sa account na pinakita natin kanina, this one, yung bandwidth na nandito is, ayan, 1 terabyte. Ano nga unlimited. Unlimited yung bandwidth niya. Infinite, okay? Pero merong mga accounts na tag 2 terabytes, 1 terabyte, that is totally fine actually. I can tell guys because na okay siya because super luwag nun yung 1 terabyte. Okay? You might see some web hosting companies na when they publish their the options, they will say 100,000 users per month para nakakap doon. Okay? 100,000 users. Okay? Okay, let's do the math para makita niya. 100,000 users at a given month. And then sabihin na natin yung website mo is 5 MB times 5 MB. So that means those 100,000 users will consume 500,000 MB of bandwidth. But MB is 1,000, right? So that means you will multiply that to 1,000. Tama ba yung math? That means you will consume 500 gigabyte of bandwidth in a month. If your website is 500 MB in size, okay? So ganun 'yan. Pero pag unlimited, you can just ignore that. Okay? Pag unlimited yung web hosting. Otherwise, if limited yung web hosting, you really have to do the calculation so that you can project the ideal numbers or the desired numbers that you need to observe. I hope I answered that question. Medyo technical yun.
Yes, sir.
Anything
We
else?
have another question from Therese Marie. I would like to ask kung need pa ba na knowledgeable ako sa HTML, CSS, at JS if I will become a WordPress developer. Meron po kasi ako nabasa na job post na dapat daw may background pa rin sa coding.
Kahit basic will do, no? Hindi naman kailangan na you really need, I mean, you don't need to really be a coder na talagang hard coder, no? Basic understanding of HTML should be fine. Basic understanding of GS should be fine. Kaya nga sa bootcamp natin, mayroong mga exercise wherein we ask our participants to explore the different theme files, as we call it. Kasi most of the jobs naman or most of the tasks related to the codes itself, copy-paste lang naman yan. Unless talagang parang junior div ka or senior div na you'll be responsible in customizing the website at the code level. So ibang ano rin naman yan, ibang discussion din naman yan. Pero if you are like going to be a VA, hindi naman kailangan in-depth, kahit basic lang. Okay? Kasi ganito kasi yon, why is that, no? Yung WordPress kasi is written in yung backend niya, sabi ko kanina, PHP yung programming language, no? Yung scripting niya, PHP. Sa front end, for the default WordPress na tech stack, front end is GS, HTML, GS, and CSS. GS for some advanced features, no? HTML for the markup, and then CSS for the styling. Take it from me, not all of the developers na marunong gumawa ng WordPress website really know in depth about those languages. Kahit basic lang is fine, no? Hindi naman talaga kailangan. Unless sabi ko kanina, no? Unless talaga magsi-senior div kayo or junior div, kahit junior div.
Thank you. Also have question from Clement Rosal. Ano po bang files ang considered unnecessary?
Okay, when we say unnecessary files, those are the files that okay, when you okay. When you install WordPress, no, yung parang fresh installation pa lang ng WordPress. Ganito lang siya. Ganyan. More or less ganyan lang yung nandito, yung naka-highlight. Now, assuming na ganun yung yung parang reference mo, the next time you visit the website server and you look at the file manager, you notice something na parang unusual yung file name. Okay, unusual yung file name. Sabihin na natin file x.php. it's an indication na hindi yun dapat nandun. Bakit nandun yun? So, unnecessary file siya, hindi siya part ng WordPress installation. Another way to do that is to run a authenticity check, no? Sa cPanel, meron tayong tinatawag na WordPress toolkit. Let me see, no? Toolkit. Sorry. Ba't dyan ako nag-search? Toolkit. Ayan. Meron tayong tinatawag na WordPress toolkit. You can use this tool to check for the authenticity of the files inside your WordPress, in your server. So how it works is that, okay, let's load that one for the demo. But the idea, no, how it works is, kino-compare niya yung WordPress files na meron kayo sa server, kino-compare ng tool na yan, yung content, doon sa wordpress.org. Kasi meron yon doon sa repository ng wordpress.org, mga WordPress files. So, i-check niya line by line. And that's the same logic also that the other security plugin are doing, no? Like WordFence. But here, when you dami naman ito. Hold on. Kasi ito guys, no? Yung website na to, yung account na to, ginagamit siya for the test account, test domains. So, okay. Tingnan natin dito. Okay, I can already see issues, no? By just going to the WordPress toolkit. Actually, yung WordPress toolkit, WP toolkit, isa rin yan sa mga tools na ginagamit for the management and maintenance. It's good that we are actually discussing this now, as early as at this point, para you already have an idea na pwede palang WordPress toolkit. Okay, so dito, okay, ayan, authenticity or integrity. Ayan, so as you can see dito, meron siyang check WordPress integrity. So all you need to do is just to check this, and it will return result, no? So okay, for the sake of discussion, let me just check on that. Okay, so I can verify checksums. Ayan, sabi dito, if you suspect that this site is infected by malware, check the integrity of WordPress core files by verifying them against the reference checksums from wordpress.org. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Nandun kasi to, yung mga files na to, nandun yun sa wordpress.org, and meron tayong tinatawag na checksums, no? Parang parang a signature, parang ganun, to simplify it, no? Now, dito, when we check it, sabi niya, the core files were successfully verified against the reference checksums from wordpress.org. And when you see something like this, na green yung yung return, that means okay lang siya, yung mga hindi siya compromised. Okay, yung mga files na nandito. These are legit files, these are files na hindi na compromised. Okay pa siya. Now, it will tell you dito what are the files na suspicious, no? It will return parang an indication na may mga suspicious files inside or modified yung mga WordPress files ninyo. So, kailangan nyo siyang linisin. When you clean it up, it's either you reinstall the WordPress core, okay, to fix that. Normally, when you do this, override lang yon yung WordPress files na yan. Yung mga highlight yung kanina. It's not just this one, it's not just the one that you see right here, but also the files that are inside WP admin folder. Okay, lahat ng mga files na nandito, chine-check niya yan. Okay? Or yung nandun sa WP content. So, ganon. Lahat ng mga files, chine-check. Yung mga yung mga core files. When we say core files, yun yung parang default niya na files before you even install the first plugin. Kasi when you install plugin, nadadagdagan yung files ng WordPress. I hope I answered that question.
Thank you, sir. That's all for now po.
Right. Okay, so thank you for those questions. Now let's move on to the next tawag dito, major checkpoint, which is the security. Okay, so random na rin lang tayo. Okay, dito website SSL encryption is enabled. So check nyo yan if okay siya. Another thing is really simple SSL plugin is configured properly if applicable. No, this one some of the websites that you might work in the future or you are working with right now are using the really simple SSL plugin. So it's the plugin that is used to configure SSL at the WordPress level. If you are using that, make sure that it is properly configured. When we say properly configured, so for example, with this one, with the test website, when you install the really simple SSL plugin, ito yan. Okay, let me just show that one to you. Really simple, this one. Really simple SSL. Ayan. When you install that, make sure that it is configured properly. Okay, so punta kayo sa settings or you can just go directly under the settings section. Hold on. And SSL dito. Now, in the really simple SSL settings, bago na yung interface niya, no? Actually, na-discover namin din just recently lang sa namin, sa Zero to Hero. Nagbago na yung interface ng really simple SSL. That is why nabago na rin yung instruction natin when it comes to the configuration of really simple SSL. Diniscuss namin to inside. But yep, the idea is when you are using really simple SSL to enable the SSL of the website or to activate the SSL of the website, it must be configured properly. Meaning, lahat ng mga setting options na nandito, from general to hardening, lahat, ina-address siya ninyo as a WordPress manager or as a WordPress VA. Medyo parang siya tingnan, no? Parang complicated siya. Actually, it's not. It's very easy to do. And it takes only a couple of minutes or even an hour of reading about the items. If you read it, you will be able to understand more what is it for, no? Ano yung really simple SSL, ano yung mga ginagawa niya sa website ninyo or sa client ninyo. So yan, when you see this, hindi pwedeng naka-install lang yan. Kailangan i-configure siya ng maayos. Okay? Kaya nandito siya sa checklist natin, sa line item natin na really simple plugin is configured properly. Only if applicable. Why applicable? Why only if applicable? Because meron din naman kasi mga client website ninyo na when they set up the website, okay, lalo-lalo na pag hindi kayo yung nag-develop, kayo na lang yung magma-manage and magme-maintain, halimbawa, na yung SSL configuration, ginawa siya at the server side. That means the WordPress website was installed with SSL enabled or HTTPS enabled right away. Di ba, remember when you install WordPress, pumipili kayo ng protocol configuration if HTTP ba muna or HTTPS. So pag in HTTPS na nila kaagad yon, that means in-enable na nila yung SSL right away. And you might not be able to see the really simple SSL inside. But in any case na encounter kayo ng website na gumagamit ng really simple SSL plugin, dapat gawin nyo yung sinabi ko kanina. Alright? So, yan yung sa sample natin na line item for the WordPress security. Next item is WordPress plugin configuration. Alright? So, WordPress plugin configuration. Okay. So, WordPress, sorry. Security plugin configuration. Medyo nawala ako doon, Security plugin configuration. Now, in the WordPress installation, the WordPress setup, in the WordPress tech stack, whatever you call it, meron dapat security plugin. And yung security plugin, okay, sabi dito, security plugin has been configured properly. Madami naman mga security plugins. If you will take my recommendation, we are a fan of WordFence and Security. So yan talaga, no? So, but you are free to use something else. In any case, you are using that, no? Like WordFence, make sure that security plugin has been configured properly. So, that means, so for example, with this WordFence yung ginagamit, pinupuntahan talaga yung all options or configuration settings and kino-configure siya ng maayos. Okay? Yung talagang step by step na pagkaka-configure. Hindi lang yung na-install mo lang yung WordFence plugin and that's it. Hindi pwedeng ganoon, di ba? So dapat ano siya, dapat kinonfigure siya ng maayos so that it will do its job. Okay? So like this one, kinonfigure siya ng maayos. Okay? Hold on. This one hindi pa siguro. But the other one, this one kasi pinapakita na natin sa test website for client, I'm pretty sure meron na siyang mga configuration. This one kasi is bare website pa siya. This one is working website na siya, e-commerce website. Kaya yung WordFence nito, I can only tell na ano na siya, configured na siya. As you can see it now. Ayan. From here at the top, ayan. 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 So, na-configure na yung brute force protection, nasaan na yun? Critical yun. Ano ba yun? Oops. Na-overlook yata. Okay, like this one, yung brute force protection, dapat na-configure siya. Yung scanning, okay, like this, na-configure siya. Hindi siya pwedeng hinayaan lang yung default. Okay? Dapat i-customize talaga yan ninyo. Ayan. So, part of the process din naman yan. Here's the thing. If you just assume the responsibility of managing and maintaining the website, meaning someone else developed the website for the client and then you are just hired as a VA, as a WordPress VA, yung benchmark nyo doon is whatever the state of that website security plugin, pwede natin sabihin na kinonfigure na yon ng developer nila before. Otherwise, if you know how to do it, if you have an understanding, if you have an idea how to properly do it, not just how to do it, but how to do it properly, then you can recommend to the client that you need to, to customize the setting further to strengthen the security plugin. So, ganun dapat. Dapat skilled tayo, di ba? So, alam natin yon. Ina-amaze natin si client. Alright? So, yun yung ibig sabihin doon sa line item na yan. Okay, so once that is done, ano nyo rin lang, check nyo lang yan. And the good thing about this is, ano siya, no? Before ko siya makalimutan, with a checklist like this, madali lang talaga yung reporting nyo kay client. Ipapakita nyo lang to kay client. This is the report for that certain period that you did the management and maintenance. So parang may proof of work in any case that's needed in your agreement, di ba? So if gusto niyang mag-monitor sa inyo. Hindi naman siya tipong micromanage. The thing is, at least may makikita siyang ongoing management and maintenance. Alright, so dito, sabi, okay, let's take this brute force protection is enabled. Yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Dapat na-enable yung brute force protection sa isang website security plugin. On this case, sa WordFence, yung brute force protection, ito yun, nandito. So, we set it up there like 33512, no? There's an explanation to this. Why is that? Only the bootcampers will understand, no? Kasi ini-explain ko to dun sa security na module. But yep, we set it that way. And then dito, ini-specify natin yung mga potential hackable usernames. Yan. So, ini-indicate na natin yan so that when the user or when the intruder tried accessing the website and they are not authorized to use those usernames, mabablock out na sila. Mabablock na sila right away sa website. So that's how the brute force protection works. Okay? Pansin niyo siguro yan if you are doing banking, no? Online banking. May mga limit how many times you can log in or you can attempt to log in to their website before you will be blocked by the website. So yun yung idea nun. Okay? All right. So once that is done, you just check that one and move on to the next. This one, Content Delivery Network or CDN. So CDN like Cloudflare is implemented. So if you have that in place, just tick the box. Now, 2FA on Cloudflare login is enabled. Iba pa rin to sa 2FA na meron sa server ninyo. Iba pa rin to sa 2FA na meron kayo sa website. Dapat meron din kayong 2FA sa Cloudflare if the client is using Cloudflare on the website. Why is that? No, even Cloudflare, it's one of the the biggest brands in the web and the internet industry and the online industry. Okay, but nako-compromise pa rin sila with with these very sophisticated attacks, no, and very talented, should I say, talented or magagaling talaga ng mga hackers, no, na nako-compromise pa rin nila yung mga companies like Cloudflare. So to protect your account somehow, no, to somehow protect your account, 2FA is still very useful. It still adds another layer in your security setting. Ayan. All right, so password and user management for WordPress side. Ito naman 'yon, no? Kanina pinakita natin yung sa server side ng mga users. So WordPress sides sa WordPress side, nandito rin 'yon sa user section. If you are new to WordPress, meron tayong users section sa WordPress, and as you can see dito, only one administrator yung nandito. But there are some cases na in the setup while working with clients, multiple admins yung nandito, 2, 3, or 4. Okay? Para meron ding taga-rescue na sinasabi natin. So in any case, ma-block yung isang admin, pwede siyang ma-unblock ng another admin. Okay? Otherwise, if lahat kayo na-block, dapat alam nyo kung paano pasukin yung website even if na-block kayo ng sarili nyong website. And we also teach you how to do it, no? Sa zero to hero, meron yung doon ganon, pero I'll just share it to you if you don't know how to do it. That's the simple trick actually is to deactivate the plugin, okay? Or to log into the website from the back end. So ganon lang yan. All right, so let's move on to the next item. Ayan. So dapat authorized and legit users only, particularly sa mga sa mga admin. Ayan. So, things like that. 2FA na discuss natin, more or less the same rin lang naman. You just have to set up the 2FA of the account or recommend that to be set up in the client's account. All right, so let's move on to the Google Tag Manager. Okay, so sabi dito, Google Tag Manager is clear from any suspicious tag. Okay, akala nyo hindi na yung Google Tag Manager na nako-compromise din yan, guys, no? So I have worked with clients na even we only add or even we only added tags like Google Analytics, diba? Yung mga additional tags, floodlight, or remarketing tags, any other tags that we use to track in the website, hot heat maps and among other things that we put into the Google Tag Manager. Nakukompromise pa rin si Google Tag Manager, no? So may cases na ganon. So part of your workflow, when you manage the website of the client, you tell them that you want to check the tag manager, even if you are just a user, no? You include that in the workflow to make sure na lahat ng mga tags na nandun sa tag manager are legit. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with tag manager. Okay, let me see if we have that. Kuya Santos, nandito ba si Kuya Santos? So Google Tag Manager, yeah, okay. Yung Google Tag Manager, no, it's like a platform still from Google that allows you to contain different tags, no, in a single website. It allows you to dictate, to configure when the tags or when the specific tag will be fired up. So for example, if you have a Facebook pixel and you just want that one to be fired up in the home page, on the other pillar pages, or in the funnel pages na essential sa inyo, then you can tell Tag Manager to do that, no? Kino-configure siya. Okay, for this account na yung email na ito, wala siyang Tag Manager na account, but we are using a Tag Manager in our websites, no? And one of my teammates is here in the room, si Kuya Santos. But yep, ganito yung hitsura niya doon. Ganito yung hitsura niya, no? And in the dashboard, you'll be able to see a lot. I mean, you will be able to see tags, no, inside. Let me just pull up one example para makita nyo. Part pa rin siya ng process na very important to because you might be able to detect issues na, for example, yung website hindi nagtatrack ng conversions, di ba? Or hindi re-record ng impression for the sake of discussion. So when things like that happens, no? When things like that happens, it might be because may issue doon sa sa tagging. And you'll be able to see that. You don't need to be a super duper expert in tag manager. What you only need to do is just to check it there, no? If may mga malicious tags ba na nandun. Kasi sometimes when you check it, meron talagang malicious tags. Okay? Okay, let's check here. Okay, let's cite this example, no, yung account na to ng Prepaid Life. So yung tags niya, ayan. So yung tags na nandito, yung authorized na tags is just the Google Analytics UA, which has been phased out, no, if you are aware. Yung Universal Analytics na phased out na siya last July. So the most of the tags that you will see with your sa clients ninyo, particularly if Google Analytics tags ng mga GA4 na yan, and some customizations and some other custom tags, particularly if the client or the client you are working with are using like remarketing ad platforms, Google Ads, even Facebook ads, no, something like that. Makikita nyo dito may Facebook pixel sila. So titingnan nyo lang yon if mga legit ba yon or mga authorized ba yon na mga tags, no? Kaya nandito Google Tag Manager is clear from any suspicious tag. Now pag may nakita kayo doon na tag na parang suspicious nito, hindi naman dapat nandito yung tag na to, at least you can raise an alarm, no, to the concerned person if you are not responsible in managing the Google Tag Manager. Mostly kasi yung mga nagma-manage din dito are the ones in charge in media buying, things like that, diba? Or sa mga conversion rate optimization. Okay, so what else? Okay, so verify the domain within the Google Tag Manager. So very simple. Okay, things like that. And then regularly review and prune unused tags. Now, kung may mga tags dyan na mga outdated na hindi ginagamit, better you clear those tags or delete those tags na lang in the GTM account. So things like that, no? So, there. Dito sa malware scan, we have line items like latest malware scan yielded no result. So ibig sabihin when you check when you run a scan, okay, or using the plugin, the security plugin, dapat clear yung result. When we say or no results found. So like this, for example, on this case may mga nakita siyang mga critical, no? Hindi pwedeng ganito pagka-manage and maintenance nyo, periodic. Dapat all check yan dito. Okay? Now, if merong mga naka-remark ng ganito, like vulnerability scan, you will address them. So, why is it na merong mga vulnerability scan? Because may mga outdated plugins. Okay? So I'm actually hoping na we can go through with the rest of the the rest of the checklist of the management and maintenance, kasi sadyang talaga ito yung pinakita namin para makita nyo yung mga dapat gawin. Okay? Okay? So things like that. Once that is done, then check nyo lang yan. Okay? So I think para maano lang natin, okay, i-preview natin. Hold on. Okay. So medyo mahaba-haba pa, no? Okay, before I proceed with the health and performance, meron bang ano? Baka medyo overloaded na tayo, no? May mga ano ba tayo dyan? May mga questions, Amy? Or announcement?
Wala na pong question, sir, but I have an announcement.
All right.
So, to all the participants, stay tuned because we will be having a contest and a raffle after our bootcamp session for tonight. So we will announce further the details after the bootcamp. So stay with us until the end.
Parang siswertihin kayong wala na, parang talagang may impress yung clients niyo dito guys, no? So that's done, no? That's nice. Anyway, let's move on. Health and performance. Bilisan ko lang, time check 8:21. Tina-time check ko yung sarili ko. Okay, so ano ba yung okay, sa health and performance, na main checkpoint, we have a sub checkpoint na website updates. Ayan. WordPress core files are updated. Ayan. So dapat updated siya. So spam management, get rid of spam comments. Okay? Okay, when we say balikan ko muna to. WordPress core files are updated. So dapat I'm not sure if you guys okay, I know. Meron pang iba na hindi pa familiar dito. Sa WordPress dashboard, meron siyang update section. And dito usually tinitingnan natin yung tawag dito, yung mga items na need ng update. Okay? So, as you can see, kailangan siyang i-update yung plugins, yung themes, among other things, no? And then yung item na yon, yung nasa checklist, sabi doon, ano ulit yung sabi doon? WordPress core files are updated. Ito yon. This one. You have the latest version of WordPress. So the latest version of WordPress today is 6.3. Okay? Actually, segue ko lang to. If you are new to WordPress, good point, a good timing na you are going to learn with WordPress 6.3. Kasi major update din siya, may mga bagong changes sa WordPress interface, no? May mga bagong features din. Kaya it's good to learn, perfect timing to learn WordPress today with 6.3. Maybe next month, 2 months, 3 months, may mga minor updates na rin. And then the next quarter, another version na may bagong version with major update. Okay, so that's the latest version, WordPress 6.3. Okay, and okay, ito, very important, ensure compatibility before updating. So, dapat, yung mga plugins nyo, chinecheck nyo muna yan. Okay? Before nyo siya ma-update. Compatibility with WordPress 6.3, ganun. Dapat 100%, 100%. This one, unknown. Pag unknown, medyo shaky pa tayo doon. So, pwede nating skip yon. Okay? But, you can also read sa mga sa updates doon sa plugin mismo kasi meron naman yan. So we can see na tingnan natin yung mga reviews doon, no? Kung may mga mention about update na nag-work pa rin naman kahit hindi siya naka-indicate dito, then that means we are good to go. So ganun lang siya. Pag 100% update mo na yung plugin, pwede na yan. Okay? So yan. The same thing with the plugin. All right, so themes are updated. Madali lang yan. Plugins are updated. Okay, and okay, let's move on. Spam management, get rid of spam comments. Sa WordPress, meron din siyang spam folder, no? I mean, spam section sa comments. Sabi yan, this one. So dito nyo siya mina-manage. I-check nyo every now and then yung mga comments, particularly if you are able to manage a client site na blog, madaming comments doon. So i-check talaga niyo yung mga comments sa website nila. Ayan, things like that. WordPress files management, na-discuss ko na to kanina. Or here's the thing, no, there might be cases na yung WordPress files management, particularly if you are not the one who developed the website and then limited din lang yung access ninyo sa server, yung WordPress files management nasa WordPress dashboard. That is also possible with a certain plugin like WordPress file manager na plugin, parang ganun, file management na plugin. But it works the same. Okay, the idea lang is binibigyan lang kayo ng access dun sa server through that plugin, and it's available right here. And pwede nyo siyang i-manage doon. But actually, hindi, if you have full access to the server, ganon, you don't need to have that kind of plugin. Kahit ano pa, kahit sabihin niyo pang for quick access, no? It will just, like, it might just compromise the website in any case. Okay? All right, so dito sa themes and plugins management, remove old and unused plugins, things like that, no? Dapat inaano natin na address. Okay, verify theme and plugin sources to ensure authenticity and security. All right, so mga chances lang dito is when nagda-download tayo ng plugin from outside sources, outside of the WordPress directory. So yung mga plugin na sinishare sa mga public places, be careful with that one. Make sure that the website doesn't have that kind of plugin, unless of course authorized. Like for example, when you purchase plugin from sabi na, for the sake of discussion, Elementor, di ba? Binibigay naman nila yung plugin directly to you. That is totally fine kasi you downloaded it from the website of Elementor. So things like that. So very important, email deliverability. Check email deliverability if using WordPress for emails, no? You might notice that na sometimes yung client yung client website is not sending the right or the correct email. Why is that? Maybe because the email functionality has not been configured properly. So for the websites usually yung websites na ginagawa namin, for example, we use a plugin called WP-Mail SMTP to customize the default PHP mail function. Instead of using the PHP mail function, we use a custom mailer like Gmail to send emails in the website. And as a WordPress manager, when you do management and maintenance, okay, it's important that you regularly check the email. Okay, you do the email test, you send an test email, and make sure that it is working properly. So yun yung ibig sabihin nun. And then this one, Mail SMTP plugin is installed and configured properly to send emails reliably. Why send emails reliably? As I've said, some default WordPress installation, mag-work naman yung emails nila, pero sometimes hindi nagsisend ng emails all the time. So we recommend something like this one, Mail SMTP plugin, okay, or any other SMTP plugin. The idea is to make sure na, or at least to ensure na yung emails ng website are sent as expected. Okay? So yeah. Database optimization, yung database optimization natin, hindi naman siya kailangan na parang pupunta tayo sa database itself. May mga plugins na dito. Okay, yung idea lang is to do the things that we have here, like regular cleanup transients or regularly cleanup transients, things like that, no? So when you go to the for example, pag mag-optimize kayo ng database, type lang kayo ng database, lalabasan na yung mga plugins yan. Okay, like database optimization, like this. You can use a plugin for that. Essentially, yung ginagawa lang ng mga plugins na to, nililinis lang nila yung databases or yung database natin. Okay? Tapos ini-improve nila, nire-repair, things like that. Okay? And that's it, no? You will be able to optimize the database of the website. Ayan. So delete unused tables left behind by old plugins. For example, nag-uninstall kayo ng plugin, sometimes may mga pa doon, mga remnants na tinatawag natin. The plugin will be the one who will delete this, no? Hindi naman manually na i-delete ninyo yan sa PHP My Admin or sa database ninyo. It's the plugin that does these things. All right, so check natin, for example, ganyan lang. Performance test, okay, very common. Homepage and pillar contents page speed is at least 5 seconds or less. Yan ang standard talaga natin guys, 5 seconds or less. Dapat yung mga website, naglo-load siya in 5 seconds or less. If hindi siya naglo-load yung mga website or yung mga pages na mga critical pages, then that means you need to improve it, no? You have to learn how to optimize page speed of the website. Speaking of, that is our bootcamp number 1. We have a course to that in any case you need that one. All right, so use CDN to enhance site speed globally, like Cloudflare, things like this one. Okay, another sub checkpoint, fix broken links, check and fix broken links. So this one, there's a plugin to this called broken links. Yeah. So yung broken links, I'm not sure if nandito siya. Okay, usually nasa tools lang yan. Okay, you can use tools like that. The goal is for you to be able to track or monitor the website if there's any broken link, and if there's any broken link, you will be notified, okay, to address that. So yan, well, it's important, no? Of course, we don't want our users to see 404 pages or things like that, which will be discussed later on sa UX and usability. Nandito yan, okay? Kung may oras pa tayo. Okay. Anyway, media library and image optimization. Our line items here are things like use image compression tools like Smash, okay, or any other plugin for image optimization. Serve image in next-gen formats, WebP, or like WebP. If you are using optimization plugin, automatically sila na yung gumagawa nito. Kaya yung line item na to is parang nadadamay na rin lang siya, no? Nagagawa na rin lang siya in the process. Okay, so another thing is ito, very important, remove unused media files or remove unused images. May mga websites na na hinahayaan lang nila yung mga sa media library, hindi nila chine-check ng maayos, and that bloats the website, no? Meaning talagang yung size niya lumalaki because hindi siya nililinis dito sa library. Please ignore guys the file names, hindi siya is optimized because again this is just for the demo. But if you are critical to this, dapat optimize din yung images dito, even the file names. Now, when we say unused images or unused files in WordPress, you go to the media library and filter unattached. And when you do that, that will give you all the files, all the image files that are not being utilized in the website. But be very careful also, no, when deleting them, because sometimes they are being utilized somewhere in the website. It's just that hindi siya nakikita ng filter na to. Pero right here we can tell, for example, na yung website na to might not be utilized in the website, so kaya I can just delete this. So like this one, for example. But again, be very careful. The tool here that says unattached filter or filter unattached files is just for you to have some idea where to look for the unattached or unused files. So ganun yan. Okay, so that's the line item is all about, yung remove unused media files. Alright, so any question dito sa health and performance natin na checklist? I mean, na main checkpoint?
Sir, we have question not really related to health and performance. Pero tanong po ni Renz James, ano po app gumawa ng WordPress?
Ano po app gumawa ng WordPress? Okay, if I'm not sure what you mean by app. No, if you are referring to any mobile app, I haven't tried any mobile app, no, but in the server side, there are auto installers as we call them, no. Meron tayong tinatawag na Softaculous Installatron that before pa yun. I'm not sure if meron pa rin ngayon yung Installatron. And ano pa ba? Fantastico. Di ba? Meron yun, Fantastico. So, Fantastico Installatron, yung ginagamit namin ngayon is Softaculous. And it is inside the server in cPanel. That is what we use to install ang tawag dito, WordPress. Okay? So, ngayon, sorry. That's what we use ngayon. Pero, in the next month or in the next few months, you should join that bootcamp, guys, because we'll be introducing a new way to develop a website using AI tools. So, yan. Right now, wala for mobile app, mobile app-based na tool, Renz, wala kaming ginagamit. Pero sa servers, sa cPanel na side, yung ginagamit namin for the installation and creation, essentially for the installation first ng WordPress website is yung Softaculous, no? So ito yan. Let me just show that one real quick. Okay, in your cPanel. Nangyari dito. Nalipat kasi. Nalipat kasi dito bigla. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, for a while guys daming website dyan. Okay, dito sa cPanel account na to. Okay, so dito sa yung ano natin, ito, Softaculous App Installer. I'm not sure if this is the one that you are asking about, but yes, you can think of the Softaculous Apps Installer. You can think of it like an app store inside cPanel, and you will see a lot of apps, one of which is WordPress. So yung mga ibang apps na nandito like WHMCS, may BB, PHP, may BB nandito na rin yun, no? Mga things like that, or Avanticart, Joomla, even like Joomla, no, as another CMS, nandyan siya. WordPress, nandito siya. So ito yung ginagamit namin to install WordPress to a domain. Now, once na-install na yung WordPress, doon na kami nagde-develop sa WordPress side. Naglalagin na tayo doon sa website. So that's how we work. No? That's how we approach the development. Now, the website, the WordPress website can be developed either on the live domain, if that's fine, no? Pag hindi pa naman known yung brand, you can develop it right in the domain, or you can develop it in a subdomain or on a subdirectory, like this one. The one that you see here in plugandsell.com, naka-subdirectory yung installation location namin. So ibig sabihin, hindi namin siya in-install ng subdomain sa subdomain. Like store 11.plugandsell.com.ph. Instead, we installed it in the subdirectory. So yeah, it's like another WordPress installation under that domain. So we just did it that way because we want to have, we want to have the flexibility to just navigate around the subdirectories as we showcase the templates to the clients. I hope I answered that question.
Yes, sir. We have another question from Joseph. WordFence setup, possible din po ba masira yung website when set up or just purely security purposes lang? Website is already done.
Ano ulit yun? WordFence setup, possible din po ba masira yung website when setting up the WordFence? WordFence setup, possible din po ba masira yung website? I'm not sure if I understood it correctly. No, the question is like, possible ba masira yung website when setting up WordFence? Tama ba?
Parang ganun po, sir.
Yeah, if the question is like that, na possible ba masira yung website when you install WordFence, I haven't encountered cases like that, no, na when you install WordFence, nasira yung website. Pero in any case na maka-encounter kayo na when you install WordFence and then nasira yung website and you cannot get in for some reason, you can just go to the back end, doon sa file manager, deactivate the WordFence file. The WordFence, not the file, the WordFence plugin for you to be able to get in. Okay, so when I say disable the WordFence plugin for the sake of discussion dito yan. Pupuntahan nyo siya. Halimbawa, you cannot get into the website, no? Because nasira. And for some reason, you cannot really get in the front end. So what you will do is puntahan nyo lang yung file manager and then locate the correct installation. Like, say for example, nandito, ito yung installation natin ng website na yun. Ito yon for the sake of discussion. Puntahan nyo sa WordPress content, hanapin nyo yung plugins folder, hanapin nyo WordFence dito, and i-rename nyo lang siya. I-rename nyo lang siya like from WordFence to that WordFence. Like that. And that will deactivate WordFence. Makakapasok na ulit kayo sa website. If it is WordFence that is causing the issue. Okay? So that's how you approach that's how you troubleshoot it. That's how you debug it. Okay? So, mga technique natin yon.
That's all, sir.
Alright, so, grabe, ang bilis. I thought kakayanin siya ng 3 hours, no? But, maybe because, dami nating segue. But in any case, we have, we will continue with the content. Tama na ba? Content and SEO. Okay, ito bilisan ko lang to, no? Sa content and SEO, we have there the content management, the e-commerce, sub checkpoint, and then the basic on-page SEO audit. Sa content management, ayan, regularly update and refresh content to keep it relevant, particularly for websites with old contents already. Now, draft, ito importante, draft and trash posts should be cleaned up, meaning tinatanggal natin yan. Draft and trash pages should be cleaned up as well. Okay, and then archive outdated content or post or repurpose them. So, ganon yung workflow natin for the content management. Very basic lang siya. Kasi hindi naman, unless you are responsible talaga for the, for the content creation also ng isang client website. Okay, dito naman sa e-commerce natin, if e-commerce based yung website, we have these line items: regularly update product listings, prices, and inventory, particularly when you are involved in the e-commerce operation. No, if you are managing the online store and you have access to things like this, no, kailangan ina-update natin regularly. Otherwise, you will recommend, you will address the task to the concerned teammate. So that's how it works. Monitoring and optimizing the checkout process every now and then, no, part siya ng maintenance natin and management to really check if it is still if the checkout process is working as desired. Review and act on abandoned cart data. So if you see that people are dropping somewhere in the funnel, okay, you can also address that one. All right, so for the basic on-page SEO, we only have here, no, the on-page SEO, particularly if you are using used SEO or rank math, it depends. But the idea is to review pages and make sure that each of them has green status, no, or it passes SEO and readability in used SEO if you are using used SEO. The same thing for the blog post. You review the status of the posts if they are optimized already for used SEO. Now, review and optimize SEO elements like meta tags, alt tags, particularly if you are authorized to do that. No, otherwise, if you have if you have an SEO specialist, then you can just pass that task to that person or teammate. What's important for them is you are notifying them about it because you are managing and maintaining the website. That's your job. It's ensure that its post or page has a unique and relevant SEO SEO title and meta description. Still part pa rin ng SEO. For the newbies, when we say SEO, that refers to search engine optimization. Okay, and in a nutshell, it's a strategy that is being done for the web contents to be visible and eventually to be ranked higher in the search engine. Okay, so medyo rin siya, very specific na vertical, very specific na niche, and a lot of, WordPress VA I know also learn about SEO because it's kailangan siya malaman, kailangan siya matutunan nila as part of their job. Okay, so very basic lang siya yung sa ano natin, yung sa line items natin. All right, so next up is the UX and usability and the monitoring and reporting, which I guess, I guess si Amy dito. Tama ba, Amy?
Yes po, sir. Pero very limited na po kasi, so I think much better kung ikaw na po kasi.
All right, sige. All right, so I'll just go ahead and discuss UX and usability. So dito na very important, dito yung yung first item natin is notifications are cleared sa dashboard, sa WordPress admin dashboard. So for example dito, ayun, dapat sa dashboard malinis. Ayan. Pansin niyo yung ibang website guys, no, like this one, hindi, because hindi siya na-update for the sake of discussion. Madami siyang mga unnecessary notifications like this one, like that. Okay, dapat nililinis siya. Okay? Ayan, like that. So if that is complete, no, pag nagawa niyo na siya, then check that item right there. Another is screen options are selected based on usefulness or usefulness. Yan. Ano ba yan? Anyway, yung ibang client kasi will log in here and sometimes madami silang mga ayaw nila ng magulong dashboard. So things like that, no, yung mga ganito, elementor overview, site health, wag naman ganon, magulo na siya masyado. Dapat nililinis yan. Okay? You only tick the boxes there that are really important to you. So for example, in our configuration here, the options that we have are this only, no, yung sa mail stats, ayan, or like this one. But you can customize it like WooCommerce, yung sa orders, di ba? Pag meron na dito, eventually lalabas yan. The idea is dapat malinis yung dashboard. You can even rearrange this. Otherwise, maguguluhan yung client niyo or they will not like the website sa dashboard pa lang. You can even like remove this, yung mga news, no? Hindi naman natin binabasa yung iba dyan. Siguro mas magandang tanggalin na lang. Like that. Mas magandang activity siguro yung ilagay. Ayan. Dito yan. Ayan. Para nakikita natin right there. So, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. Yung sa, yung sa line item nandito. Ayan. Okay, compatibility and mobile responsiveness. Of course, responsive web design. Check site on various devices and browsers for compatibility. Ibig sabihin, pag nag-work yan in an iPhone, don't be complacent na okay na yan lahat sa lahat ng mga devices. No, you still have to check it on other devices like an Android device or on different models ng devices. So you do that even on desktop, no, or different browsers. Ayan, ensure a proper mobile responsive check like on homepage, post or page. Dapat chine-check natin yan. So things like this one. WordPress forms dapat nire-review din natin if they are working correctly or as desired. Test all forms and CTAs to ensure they work. And then dito we also have integration to third-party platforms must be working. Like if the forms are integrated to emails or CRM through Zapier, for example, dapat tine-check natin yan if it is still working. Otherwise, we are going to lose, or the client will lose potential prospects if hindi siya push to the right destinations yung mga email data, yung mga forms data or mga form fields as we call it. Ayan. So ensure form submission notifications are received. Dapat nare-receive natin yung mga notifications for every submission. Okay? So for example, doon sa website na sa WordPress Bootcamp, yung 'di ba may parang replay doon na form. So we are being notified by that form. So chine-check din namin yun every now and then para nano-notify kami if someone fills up the form. Things like that. 404 errors, yung ano dito, this one is part of the CRO. Ensure contents on custom 404 page are working. Meaning, hindi lang basta-basta may 404 page. Dapat sinecheck din natin yung mga elements ng 404 page if they are working. Alright? So, dito naman sa blog publishing and formatting, okay, very important then, blogs and pages must have featured or hero image. Yung featured image dapat standard, no? Ito, dapat, okay, yan, dapat consistent formatting across all blog posts is observed. Hindi pwedeng, unless nakategorize yung content, no, na different templates yung ginagamit. But, if the same template, dapat yung formatting is consistent. That way, nasasanay natin yung mga site visitors how to navigate the contents of the website, particularly the blogs or the pages. So things like that. Okay, another thing under the UX and usability na checkpoint natin is the site navigation and menus. Okay, so one of the line items there is ensure main navigation is straightforward and not overcrowded. Ito very common, no, when the website is using menu na parang automatically generated yung laman ng menu. Pag ganun kasi, pag automatically na-fill up yung menu, nagiging crowded din siya. So sometimes it's better to use custom menu para mas malinis yung yung navigation natin. Okay? So things like that for the navigation and menu. All right, so for the monitoring and reporting, very straightforward din naman yung mga items na to. We have their analytics and tracking codes. Okay, user feedback and analytics, monthly and quarterly reporting, alerts and notifications. And for the legal, yung gusto ko lang i-highlight dito, this one guys, no? Data privacy page must be published and regularly updated. Dapat yung website ninyo meron talaga niyan data privacy page. Hindi pwedeng mag-operate ng website na walang data privacy page. The same thing for the terms and conditions. And again, it's also being updated regularly. That is why yung mga pages, meron siyang last updated na remark. Refund policy must be published, particularly for e-commerce based websites. Dapat meron talagang refund policy as part of the consumer as part of the compliance for the consumer protection. And then this one, ensure compliance with other legal regulations like our e-commerce law, the Data Privacy Act, the GDPR or General Data Protection Regulation ng Eurozone in Europe, okay? The California CCPA, Consumer Protection Act, okay? California Consumer Protection Act in the US, California particularly. So may mga client na very ano sila dito, particular, because very strict kasi sa kanila. The context of our e-commerce law and the Data Privacy Act mas strict pa sa CCPA. Naalala ko tuloy last 2021 yata 'yon. Yung mga nabombard kami ng task related to this kasi yung mga clients namin, particularly sa ad ops, they want their websites, their blogs to really comply with the with the provisions of the CCPA. Yung napakadaming provisions na CCPA. Sa Data Privacy Act nga natin at saka e-commerce law natin, madami siyang mga provisions, 'di ba? If babasahin niyo yung implementing rules and regulations, tama ba, IRR? Yeah, ipabasahin, madami siya. Mas lalong-lalo na sa CCPA. Kaya yung ginawa namin, only the essential ones. Hindi naman kailangan natin maging abogado dito, okay? Pagdating sa legal na checkpoint, the best practice here is just to take note of what are the essential items when it comes to the legal aspects of a website. Okay? So I hope na-cover natin yung mga different checkpoints. I hope nakuha niyo yung idea paano paano mag-maintain ng ng website at paano mag-manage, paano mag-maintain and manage ng website. I guess admitted naman rin namin na hindi siya na-cover lahat ng line items, pero I'm hoping na yung workflow nakuha ninyo. Ganun lang yan guys, ganun lang mag-manage and maintain ng website. And let me know if you are able to acquire clients that allows you to do all of this. Okay? Para matuwa rin naman kami na you are actually doing what we are sharing here in WordPress Bootcamp page. Thank you for joining. Any questions so far? Nanginginig yung kamay ko, guys.
Yes,
Because of the
sir,
stress.
we have.
Pagod magsalita.
Yes, sir, we have a few questions here. So, from Joseph, may standard po ba tayo ginagamit na data privacy?
Yeah, the WordPress platform provides a template for that, no? But sa WordPress Bootcamp.ph, we provide you a template, yes. For the participants, no? For the bootcamper 0 to hero. And siguro if you can just put it as a bonus, no? If you take that, if you take that yung bootcamp number 4. Customized din kasi yung namin. We send a file, yes, responsible person, yung teammate namin. Meron siyang parang file for we call this one as the standard pages, no? So naka-highlight na rin doon kung ano yung papalitan. Ano yung papalitan nyo. Like your name, your email, contact details, other provisions of the data privacy policy, things like that. PM lang kayo, no? Pag bootcamper kayo, tapos kailangan nyo na yon, PM lang kayo sa page. I-send yun sa inyo yung link doon.
All right. You can also unmute yourselves if you have any questions before we conclude our bootcamp for tonight. If none, I would like to thank the participants. We have 194 people who showed interest in our Facebook event and 150 people signed up on our website. And all right, I think this is the most exciting part also. We will be announcing the contest that we will be having for this bootcamp. We have, okay, I will announce the mechanics. So for, one moment. All right. So after participating in our Zoom event, we invite all of the attendees to leave a 5-star rating and write a review on our Facebook page. And your review should highlight your key takeaways from the event and how it has benefited you. And then we will choose top 10 best review winners. The top 10 best review winners will receive free access to the recordings of this bootcamp and free access for this exclusive checklist for WordPress management and maintenance. Also, we will have a raffle draw, which we will give 10. We will choose 10 winners. So all who have who leave a review to our Facebook page, we will choose 5 winners. And then to all who signed up to our attendance sheet, we will also choose 5 winners through a raffle draw. I think we will post the mechanics also on our Facebook page, so you will know the full, or you will be reminded of the full mechanics. And any additional insights, Sir Bert, or any closing?
Yeah, I guess we also have an announcement about the limited time offer for the yung recording, will break the norm kasi usually yung recording sa Facebook Live, we just keep it there live for 24 hours, but for this bootcamp, we'll keep it until the weekend. So for you guys to review the process and watch it again in any case you need it. But here's the thing, if you signed up for the priority lane of the bootcamp number 4, we'll give you a proposal template specifically for WordPress management and maintenance. So send nyo na lang kay client. Send nyo na lang kay client. So magandang magandang proposal. Long form na proposal, hindi siya yung proposal lang na parang yung parang may rate card, no. It's like our way of sending proposal to client. So that is my last announcement. Anything else? Baka may nakalimutan tayo. Steph, meron ba? But of course, guys, thank you very much for joining. You have seen the announcement sa next bootcamp natin. Unfortunately, September 20 pa yung next. But if you are starting up pa lang, marami naman tayong mga materials inside wpbootcamp.ph. So yung mga previous bootcamps natin, pwede nyo panoorin if you want to catch up or if you have very specific needs to your current challenges. Yeah. By the way, very important, particularly if you know someone na baka na-share ninyo outside yung WP Bootcamp, tapos nag-invite ko ng mga friends niyo sa page, sa group pala, may mga may mga nagsumasali that doesn't even fill up the questions. Very basic question lang naman yan, hindi naman yan pang lead generation or what, no, to be transparent. It's just, we just want to get some sense of the like if you are a freelancer, if you are a MSME business owner or what, and your proficiency, so that we will effectively deliver the contents that you guys need. Some of those who joined hindi naman nag-fill up doon, so it's a very simple instruction. So unfortunately, we need to filter those type of users na nag-ignore lang doon. So if you are ignoring that, then that means you can ignore a lot more items inside the community, di ba? So just remind them to fill up the otherwise they will not be able to get in. Yeah.
Ay, sir, we have question from Sheldon. Pwede daw po ba makahingi ng checklist for WordPress Management and Maintenance?
Sabi nga natin kanina, the checklist, yung checklist na to, yung template, this is exclusive only doon sa mga nag-take ng priority lane, yung nag-sign up and nag-purchase. That's the value proposition that we can offer to them because they want that, no? So we are doing the free boot camps like this one without payments, like you guys, no, sa iba sa inyo, free for the community, and that's what we can that's what we can do for you guys. I'm not sure if I answered the question.
For those who want to have a copy of the checklist that Sir Bert showed earlier, you can visit our website wpbootcamp.ph, and you can see there you can purchase the course, the recording, and the checklist. Yeah, there are actually participants who do that now. So we will give you until Saturday na lang siguro. Please take note of this, Aimee, Steph. We'll give you until August 26. If you guys signed up for that purchased bootcamp number 4 recording and checklist, we'll also give you the proposal. So yun, that's the gift that you will get. All right, and make sure to leave a review, 5-star review, so you will be entitled for the raffle, and if you will be chosen as the winner for the best reviewer, then you will have access to the checklist as well and the recordings for this bootcamp. Clarify ko lang, I mean 10 each or 5? 10 po yung sir, yung sa best review. Yes, and then 10 din yung sa yung sa raffle. Tama ba? Bali sa raffle po 10 po siya, pero 5 po yung sa nag-review, tapos 5 din po yung sa hindi nag-review pero nag-attendance.
Alright. So, all in all, yung mabibigyan natin ng free access,
Nasa
mga
20.
20. Okay. So, halos, ano, no? You guys
Yes,
should take it,
majority.
no?
Majority ng attendee makaka-receive. Kaya
Yung mga nakaabot na doon sa announcement.
lucky.
Okay. So,
Very
actually,
lucky.
yan, 150 more or less yung nag-sign up for this. So, I appreciate you guys joining this session. Kita-kita ulit tayo sa next bootcamp. Bootcamp number 5, tentatively September 20. Again, my name is Bert Padilla, and nice to see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Salamat. Salamat po.
Thank you. See you in our next bootcamp.
Thank you.
I mean,